With the Faithless looting unbanned in Modern Dredge is back. I'm talking cards like Stinkweed Imp, Conflagrate, Creeping Chill, and Wonder. Let's go check it out. This video is proudly sponsored by Card Market. This is Modern Dredge, and it's back, and it's all thanks to Faithless looting. So if you don't know what this card is, it was recently unbanned with the BNR update. So for 1 red, you get a sorcery, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, then has flashback for 2 in a red. Okay, so this card's pretty good. I don't know if it was ban-worthy good, but, you know, it's back, and that's all that matters. So the idea is that you play this card on turn 1, and you discard creatures with Dredge, like Golgari Thug or Stinkweed Imp. And then you want to play something like Cathartic Reunion on the second turn, where you discard 2 cards and then draw 3. This allows you to use the replacement effect of Stinkweed Imp to mill 5 cards instead of draw a card and then put it back to your hand. The idea is that you want to self-mill your entire library, and then in the meantime, you hit things like Creeping Chill, which will essentially deal your opponent 3 damage, you gain 3 life whenever it's milled, or you hit something like Narcomoeba that puts a creature into the play. When you put a creature into play, Prized Amalgam comes back. Okay. So you're creating card value in a non-traditional way. Some people like to say that it's not Magic. I personally believe that it is, and there's so many different ways that you can enjoy this game. You don't have to play out-of-the-box Magic. Modern Dredge thinks outside of the box, and that's one of the beautiful things of the deck, in my opinion. So Prized Amalgam is one creature. You also have Silversmote Ghoul, which comes back whenever opponent gains life. Or, I'm sorry, whenever you gain life. So Creeping Chill will trigger the Silversmote Ghoul, and, you know, just another way to bring it back. This card is fantastic at beating blue decks. Same thing with the Prized Amalgam. So this deck is not exactly a fast deck, it's a grindy deck, and that's what we're looking to do. You also have a singleton Conflagrate for the Creeping Chill plan. So if you mill a bunch of Creeping Chills, then you can Conflagrate for 8 and kill the opponent. Ideally, you get in there with like a Narcomoeba or something else to make it a little easier, but that's the idea. So this deck is super efficient, and by the way, it recently gained Cephalid Coliseum in Modern Horizons 3, which was a pretty big upgrade. So in your game 1, you're really linear, but in the post-board games, you have to bring in some stuff to answer your opponent's hate. So Into the Flood Maw beats opposing copies of Leyline of the Void, which is there for graveyard hate against other graveyard combo decks. Lightning Axe for creature decks. You have Meltdown for all the recent artifact strategies, and then Damping Sphere for big ramp decks or Storm. That is the deck, that is the sideboard. It's not my list. This is the list that recently went 5-0, and I thought that it looked pretty good. The big thing that I love about this deck list is that it's playing Wonder, which is just super cool. So if you have an island and Wonders in their graveyard, all of your creatures have flying, which means that you can bash in, making the Conflagrate plant a little more easy. So my initial thought when I saw this is, why not play Anger? Anger makes so much sense because you have Blood Crypt, you have 4 Steam Vents, and you have a Thundering Falls. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. So a bunch of your creatures enter tapped, like Prized Amalgam, or like a 1/1 Haste Narcomoeba isn't that good. The Silversmote Ghoul also enters tapped. So Anchor, just not very good. You're not a Bridge from Below deck, if you'll notice that's absent, because you're not really playing Cabal Therapy or Dread Return, which you might recognize from Vintage or even Legacy Dredge. So this Dredge deck a little bit different, but still highly effective. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, support the channel. I would greatly appreciate you if you did that. But that's all I've got for now. Let's go mill over our library. I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop, or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We're on the draw. So here we don't have a Dredge creature, but we do have Looting plus Otherworldly Gaze. I'm willing to try this one out. We're on the draw. We have a Surveil land too if we choose to use it. Cavern of Souls. Eldrazi. Alright, so they're on the Broodscale combo deck. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. Urza Saga. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. That is brutal. We will fetch What a beating. Like, I'm just playing the graveyard deck and they open up on Agatha's Soul Cauldron. We'll surveil away Golgari Thug, which is what we wanted to happen, but they have... Ooh, they didn't do it. We get to dredge. Stinkweed Imp. We will fetch. And now they exile my Stinkweed Imp. Yep. We'll grab the basic island. Otherworldly Gaze. Hopefully hitting another dredger. We did not. We did hit double Amalgam, which doesn't really help here. Faithless Looting. Discard Wonder. And Golgari Thug. Pass the turn. The saga goes up to the second chapter. They play a Rumble. They exile my Dredge creature. And now their Eldrazi spawn is a 1/2. They equip the Blade. In our upkeep, we will Otherworldly Gaze and hopefully hit a Dredge creature. We do. And a Creeping Chill. Is it better to draw the Faithless Looting here? I think it might be. The Creeping Chill happens. Yes. And then we'll draw the Faithless Looting. Steam Vents, ouch. Faithless Looting. Dredge the Thug. Discard Thug and Amalgam. The Creeping Chill will happen. And we'll go to the end step. So the Prized Amalgam in the graveyard will trigger on their turn. And it won't come back. Well, I guess all three of our Prized Amalgams, so they could have eaten one no matter what. They're at 14. They eat one Amalgam. I have 9 in the air, so I'm 5 damage short of lethal. Or if they go after the Thug, I get them down to 2. They end up making a Construct as a blocker. That's interesting. And now they'll search their deck. And they grab Haywire Might. So they're just going for blocking creatures, which I think means that they have to exile the Wonder with the Soul Cauldron. Let's see what they decide. Versus Saga, sure. They go after an Amalgam. Interesting. So if you're going to make all these blockers, I think you're supposed to take the Wonder. They disagree. Okay. So we can draw and dredge. In my main phase, let's play Otherworldly Gaze from hand. We hit a Narcomoeba. Okay. So now Narcomoeba will enter. I only have 1 Creeping Chill left, so I don't believe I'm capable of winning this turn. We'll play Steam Vents from hand. It can be tapped, there's no reason to do it untapped. And now we'll Ox of Agonas, exiling 8 cards. Mostly just lands. Okay, and now we'll discard our hand. So this triggers, we discard. Our opponent's reading our cards, so it's taking slightly longer, but that's fine. Like, not everyone knows what the dredge cards do. We'll dredge a Golgari Thug. We hit Conflagrate. We'll hit the other Thug. 2 more Narcomoebas enter. We'll say yes. That triggers Prized Amalgam. And yes. Now we'll go to combat. 9 in the air. Okay. Please don't kill me somehow. Ursa Saka went up to the second chapter. They have Eldrazi Temple. So I think their best card here would actually just be something like Kozilek's Command. Because it could exile a large creature and hit 5 cards in the graveyard. I'm sorry, 4 cards in the graveyard. 5 if you count the Agatha's Soul Cauldron. They're going to Kozilek's Command for 2. They're not going to exile any cards in graveyards. That's interesting. They put 2 cards on the bottom with the Kozilek's Command and then they concede. Sure. I think we probably want into the Flood Maw. Maybe Meltdown. I'm less sure about that one. I don't know if I love Dark Blast here. I mean, it is another Dredger. It's just, I don't know if it's very effective in the matchup. I think we'll just take out the Otherworldly Gaze. This hand is not keepable. We will mulligan. I guess we're praying to draw land. We'll put Prized Amalgam on the bottom. Eldrazi Temple. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, that hurts. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. Maybe I was supposed to bring in Meltdown. I would have guessed that they had some number of artifacts for the Urza Saga, but in hindsight, maybe I am just supposed to bring in Meltdowns. They play a Rumble, Surgical Extraction, Kozilek's Command. They have a lot of graveyard hate. So they take a Glaring Fleshraker. We will fetch, grab Thundering Falls. We'll mill the Creeping Chill. I'm still just praying for land number 2. We missed. We will pass the turn. They have Urza's Saga, Blade of the Blood Chief, Glaring Fleshraker. Yep. I missed the land again. I'm going to pick this one up. I just don't see a world where we could possibly win this, and I'd rather just go to game 3. Alright, so we'll bring in Meltdowns. Get rid of Dark Blast. We'll try this. Hand's interesting. We don't have a discard outlet. I think you're supposed to mulligan. Ay. Begrudgingly keep. Put Prized Amalgam on the bottom. Steam Vents. Faithless Looting. Discard Thug and Prized Amalgam. We'll pass. Forest. Ancient Stirring. So no turn 1 Soul Guide Lantern. I like that. They find Blade of the Blood Chief. We will dredge the Golgari Thug. Ox of Agonas Conflagrate. Conflagrate's flashback is red. I cannot flash it back. We're 1 card short of threshold for Cephalid Coliseum. So I could play out a Narcomoeba. I think the better thing to do here is actually just hold open into the Flood Maw, so that way I can force myself to have threshold next turn. Another Ancient Stirrings. They find Glaring Fleshraker. There's a Saga. And the Blade of the Blood Chief. We'll bounce the Blade into the Flood Maw. They do get a tapped fish. In my upkeep, I will Cephalid Coliseum targeting myself. A long pause here. They could have a Surgical Extraction. We'll discard Golgari Thug, Creeping Chill, and a Narcomoeba. Dredge Golgari Thug, and we missed. That was not the best. Okay, pass the turn. Saga goes to the second chapter. We know that they're getting a Soul Guide Lantern next turn. Glaring Fleshraker, Blade of the Blood Chief. Yep. Now they attack with the fish. We'll go to 16. We can fetch. Grab Steam Vents. We'll bounce the Glaring Fleshraker. I don't have another Dredge creature. We draw Wonder. Ox of Agonas. This is... We really needed an amazing discard draw 3 here. Okay. Golgari Thug. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. No Creeping Chills. That was a little lackluster. We'll pass the turn. So their Saga is going to grab Soul Guide Lantern and just destroy our graveyard. I was really hoping to hit at least 1 chill for the triple ghoul. They hit the other Ox of Agonas. They play another land. They have 6 cards in their hand still. Basking Broodscale. So they have the combo now. They have infinite colorless mana. And I have 1 into the Flood Maw in my deck. I just don't see how we ever win this. Another Glaring Fleshraker. Okay. That puts me to 10. Alright, we lose. So we are now 0-1 in this Modern League. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2, let's bounce back. We're on the play. Hopefully we get a good matchup here. This hand is fairly good. We'll keep. We'll play Scalding Tarn and fetch. Grab Steam Vents. You want to fetch first because it helps fill the graveyard for Cephalid Coliseum. Discard Thug and Prized Amalgam. Pass. Marsh Flats. For a Godless Shrine. Thoughtseize, so they can pick between Wonder and Cathartic Reunion. I wonder which one they're going to take. Surprise, surprise. Alright, so we can now dredge the Golgari Thug, hitting a Narcomoeba. There's no dredge cards in the graveyard right now, so I could use the Cephalid Coliseum pass, or I could wait a turn, flashback Looting, and then Coliseum, which seems really slow. I think I'm just going to Cephalid Coliseum now. Target myself. Discard 2 Dredgers and the Wonder. Pass. The Prized Amalgam comes back. Guide of Souls. So they're on energy. Arid Mesa. For basic plains. Ocelot Pride. Yep. We'll dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit Conflagrate. Let's go. I think we might want to kill the Guide of Souls. Grab Blood Crypt. Ouch. We'll discard Stinkweed Imp and Steam Vents. And now we'll attack for 4. They go to 12. Now they swing for 2. They'll gain 1 life up to 13. Tie ball game. Bloodstained Mire. And they don't do anything. So now we'll draw and dredge the Stinkweed Imp. It's a Narcomoeba. Yes. There's no Ox of Agonas in the graveyard. We'll play Steam Vents. And I would like to flashback a Faithless Looting. Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, that's pretty good here. Actually, hold on. I think Dredge is a replacement effect. So as long as I can dredge, they won't get that additional ping. They target my Prized Amalgam, which I don't think is a good move here, if I understand the rules correctly. Dredge. Yeah, they don't get the pings. Discard. Discard. Although we did not hit any, whatever it's called, Creeping Chill. We'll hit them for 3 in the air. Leave back 2 Narcomoebas as blockers. They search out an Elegant Parlor. Puts a Thoughtseize to the graveyard. Okay. So you have 5 1/1s on the table. 3 mana. They change their mind and play an Ajani Nikatl Faria. They swing. I am not going to block. I'll take 3. I go to 7. Land number 2. We will dredge the Stinkweed Imp. This time we do hit a Creeping Chill. And a Narcomoeba. We'll escape Ox of Agonas. And they just concede. Sweet. Love that. I think we want Lightning Axe. I don't expect them to be a Leyline of the Void deck. Probably take out Otherworldly Gaze. Maybe we'll bring in like 1 into the Flood Maw. Or we should probably bring in like 2 at least. Sideboard down like maybe 1 Cathartic Reunion. Let's try this because we're bringing in 2 Lightning Axe. I mean, I'm going to keep this, but I don't love the fact that we have double Creeping Chill in our hand. I just don't think you're supposed to mulligan hands that have these 5 cards. They have first turn Godless Shrine into Thoughtseize. Yeah. They take the Faithless Looting. Surprise, surprise. Prized Amalgam. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. They play Arid Mesa. No play on the second turn, which could mean Orcish Bowmasters. We'll grab Thundering Falls. Surveil away the Silversmote Ghoul. Stinkweed Imp. Good draw. So now we will fetch and grab Blood Crypt. Ouch. Cathartic Reunion, discarding Golgari Thug and Stinkweed Imp. Looks like they might have a Surgical here. They tapped just Godless Shrine. Or maybe... Okay. It looks like an Orcish Bowmasters now. And I don't think we care about Bowmasters. Sure. Dredge is still a replacement effect. So we'll take 1 off the Bowmasters. Dredge. Dredge. And I did not hit a 3rd Dredge card, so we did draw a random card and we'll take an extra 1 here. Narcomoeba will trigger. This will bring back the Prized Amalgam to the end step. We dredged over all of our Lightning Axes, which was unfortunate. Nile Spellbomb. That hurts. And now they'll attack for 2. We'll go to 12. We draw Wonder. Don't love that. Go to combat. Swing. They go to 8. And now they'll use the Nile Spellbomb. They have found their 3rd land. And another Nile Spellbomb. They're down to 7 for basic planes. And an Ajani. So they're definitely in a good spot here. So if we draw the 3rd Creeping Chill. So if I attack into their cat, I get punished. We'll just swing with an Narcomoeba. And now we'll go to clean up and discard Wonder. So now my Prized Amalgam flies. And they have a Flage. That's good enough here. Alright, we can go to the next one. Let's try it again. On the play. No Dredge creature. We do have Conflagrate, but I don't know if that means that this is a keep. If you hit a Dredge creature off of the Faithless Looting, this hand is nuts. It's a big if, though. I think we'll try it. Scalding Tarn. We will fetch. And I'm going to grab the Blood Crypt. I just want to make sure that we end up with access to our only black mana this game. We did not hit. We'll discard the Ox and Conflagrate. Pass the turn. Marsh Flats. For a Godless Shrine. Thoughtseize. So they're going to take a Cathartic Reunion for a second time this match. Prized Amalgam. We will fetch. Let's just grab the Thundering Falls. The Ghoul can go to the graveyard. We will pass. Land number 2, Guide of Souls, and Ocelot Pride. Okay. We draw another Prized Amalgam. I'm going to play Steam Vents, and we will kill the Guide of Souls here. Discard a pair of Prized Amalgams. Pass the turn. So next turn I can hardcast Creeping Chill, which will trigger the Ghoul and bring back 2 copies of Prized Amalgam. They attack for 2, ouch. Land number 3. They fetch with the Bloodstained Mire for a Sacred Foundry, putting them to 14. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. We draw and it's an Into the Flood Maw. Okay. We'll take 1 off of our Cephalid Coliseum and we will Creeping Chill. Now we go to the end step, and these Ghoul plus Prized Amalgams will trigger. They discard a Bowmasters and a Marsh Flats. They have the Spell Bomb, so they can eat my graveyard now, and I won't get the Prized Amalgams. Devastating. Yep. And they have a Ajani. Okay. I mean, there's no way we win this. Yep. Alright, so we're 0-2. I don't feel like I'm playing terribly. It's just, it seems like there's a lot of graveyard in Modern right now. Graveyard hate in Modern right now. So 0-2. Stick around. I'm sure we'll win a match here or there. I mean, I hope. But 3 matches remain. Let's try to get the 3rd one. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and Mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Match number 3, we're on the draw and I will keep. We do need to find a second land, but we have Otherworldly Gaze to help do that. Xander's Lounge, okay. We find our second land. We'll play Steam Vents untapped. Pass the turn. Scion of Draco. In response, we will Otherworldly Gaze. Oh wow, that was an incredible Otherworldly Gaze here. Love that. Okay, time to party. We will draw and dredge a Stinkweed Imp. We hit Narcomoeba. These are the draws that always happen to me whenever I face Dredge. Like, so far, I felt like our draws this league have not been amazing. However, these are the sort of draws that happen to me, and I'm like, wow, this deck seems so broken. But, you know, it's finally happening, which is it's good, right? We'll fetch. We probably want to grab our black mana here. We'll grab the Blood Crypt. I do wonder if the deck wants a second Blood Crypt, but I could be wrong. Cathartic Reunion. We'll discard Stinkweed Imp and Stinkweed Imp. They have Force of Negation. That's disappointing. Okay, we will pass. They have 3 cards remaining in their hand. They attack for 4. We'll go to 11. And another Scion of Draco. Wow. Alright. We're in trouble. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit a Creeping Chill. We'll say yes. And then let's flashback Otherworldly Gaze. All to the graveyard. Go to combat. Swing for 6. They'll take 3. And then the Prized Amalgam will come back on their turn because the ghouls will trigger it. We will block because I don't want to die if they happen to have like a Tribal Flames. Shardless Agent. So we're hoping here to hit Wonder. That is the best possible thing that could happen to us. Alright, so we'll dredge Stinkweed Imp. We did not hit Wonder. I did hit a Conflagrate. We'll say yes to Narcomoeba. I think I want to Ox of Agonas. Okay, we've selected 8 cards, and now we'll discard my hand. Trigger the Ox. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We hit the Wonder. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. No Creeping Chills in there, but we do have 12 damage in the air. Swing. Sweet. We've stolen game number 1. I do believe that this is a deck with 4 Endurance in the sideboard, which is concerning. I'm just going to resubmit. I don't think... I mean, maybe I should bring in the Lightning Axe. Take out Dark Blast and, like, 1 Reunion. We'll do this. I didn't do the Lightning Axe change. Okay. That's disappointing. So, if there's a game 3, I'll bring in the Lightning Axe. Keep. Flooded Strand. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. I mean, we've opened up, you know, the combo again. We have turn 1 Otherworldly Gaze plus Cathartic Reunion. I just had a thought, and this could be a little wild. I can't but wonder if this should be a Flare of Denial deck between Prized Amalgam and Narcomoebas. Just a thought. That way you could stop Graveyard Hate or Endurance or whatever. We'll grab Steam Vents. Ouch. Otherworldly Gaze. We'll put Looting to the graveyard. And honestly, I think I want all of these. We'll play Cephalid Coliseum and Cathartic Reunion. Discard Thug and a Prized Amalgam. I don't expect this to resolve. And they counter it, sure. Lush Portico. Brotherhood's End to the graveyard. That's a spicy one, I like that. There's a Scion of Draco, plus a Breeding Pool. 3 cards remain. We'll draw and dredge the Thug. We have one more Golgari Thug in the graveyard. We'll play the other Cephalid Coliseum. Let's target myself. Dredge. Dredge. And Dredge. Discard Stinkweed Imp, Prized Amalgam. So Narcomoeba will trigger. Always yes. And then Creeping Chill, always yes, auto yield. Sweet. All the triggers in the world. Land number 4. They have 3 cards remaining. 4 mana for a Leyline binding. Or, I'm sorry, Leyline of the Guild Pact. That's what I meant to say. And then my mouth just didn't make it happen. So they have Scion of Draco. We'll just take the 4. And they gain 4 up to 19. We will dredge Stinkweed Imp. Narcomoeba triggers. So this creature is first strike, hexproof, lifelink, trample, vigilance. And it always has flying already. We'll use Cephalid Coliseum, target me. Dredge a Stinkweed Imp. Dredge Imp. And another. Discard Wonder Imp. Yes. Yes. And then 2 more Narcomoebas will come in. Maybe I should have attacked first. But, I mean, they're going to block. So we attack. We swing here. It's actually a balance. Like, they don't gain anything. So all that happens is I end up with a Prized Amalgam that would come back on the next turn. We'll just pass. So we'll get a bunch of creatures. They're going to attack here. They have 3 cards remaining. We'll just throw everything in front of the Scion. This way, if they have a removal spell, I don't get blown out. Shardless Agent. Into a Crashing Footfalls. We have Wonder, so I believe they're just dead. 12, 15, 18. We'll just take a normal draw here. Swing. We did it. We got a match. How about that? All right, so we're up to 1 and 2. Let's just get the next 2 and finish this with a positive record. Stick around and find out if that happens. You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4. We're on the play. Modern Dredge. Let's go. No Dredge creature, but I'm going to keep it anyway. We have a few looks here. We have the Cephalid Coliseum. There's a lot to like about this hand. We'll play the Scalding Tarn and activate it. I want to grab the Blood Crypt. It's just so weird to me that the deck only plays 1 black mana source. I kind of feel like maybe one of the Steam Vents could be a Watery Grave or something. Like, I think the deck wants another black source. Discard Dark Blast and Prized Amalgam. We will pass the turn. Lush Portico. Shardless Agent. So we're facing the deck that we just played against, I believe. We'll dredge Dark Blast. It's a Narcomoeba. We'll say always yes. This will trigger the Prized Amalgam on the end step. Love that for us. We'll play the Polluted Delta. This puts another card to the graveyard for Threshold. Let's do Thundering Falls. Come on, Dredge creature. Ox of Agonas, I'll take it. Faithless Looting. Alright, now we're in business. Pass the turn. Interesting. Okay. Sanctifier and Vec main deck? Come on. No way. Oh, I can't catch a break. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, jeez. What a beating. We'll play Narcomoeba. Attack for 1 in the air. Sometimes you just run cold. Like, it happens. White Phantom Orchid. Weird that they're playing Shardless Agent. And I searched out my base, or I drew my basics, so now we can't get anything here. And their creature has flying, which means I can't continually hit them with Narcomoebas anymore. I'm good to just concede. You got it. You wanted it more than I did. Brutal. Lightning Axe doesn't even kill. Like, our deck is just cold to it. Like, I have Into the Flood Maw, but that's not the problem here. It's the fact that, like, it just continually exiles your graveyard. We'll get rid of Otherworldly Gaze, the Conflagrate, and now we're at 62. I don't know. Maybe you don't want all 4 Into the Flood Maws, and then maybe, like, 1 Cathartic Reunion. We'll try this. I mean, if you hit land number 2, this hand is insane. But it's a big if. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. They have a Flooded Strand. We'll fetch. Thundering Falls. We're looking for that land. We find it. Beautiful. Play the Polluted Delta. We'll search out our Blood Crypt. Ouch. Cathartic Reunion. Discard Stinkweed Imp and Golgari Thug. Dredge. Dredge. Okay. We had some triggers here. Always yes. Always yes. So we got a little bit of value here. The question is, does our opponent just once again have turn 2 Sanctifier? I guess the one upside here is I have Wonder to maybe attack over them enough, but a little bit of wishful thinking. Birthing Ritual, okay. We'll take a draw. Into the Flood Maw. What to do, what to do. I think playing the Ox of Agonas from the graveyard would be a big mistake because I would lose the Wonder. But maybe that doesn't matter. I'm going to play Faithless Looting. Discard Stinkweed Imp and Stinkweed Imp. And then let's bounce the Birthing Ritual. You can have a fish. Attack for 4. Okay. So if they want, they can replay the Birthing Ritual, and they'll have a fish token to grab a 1-drop. Renegade Rallier. This gets back a fetch land. They attack with the fish. We'll dredge a Stinkweed Imp. It's a Narcomoeba and a Creeping Chill. Prized Amalgam triggers. We'll say yes, they go to 7. We'll escape the Ox of Agonas. So the Prized Amalgams will trigger again, and then the Ox, so we'll discard our hand. And now we'll dredge, Stinkweed Imp, and Stinkweed Imp. We had another Creeping Chill, and we win. Okay, so our opponent did not open up on Sanctifier, and we won. I'm wondering if maybe we want the Into the Flood Maw and the Cathartic Reunion, and we'll just take out Dark Blast, because it doesn't seem like their deck has Mana Dorks. So my idea here is that if they do have Sanctifier, we can bounce it on the end step, untap Cathartic Reunion, and gain a bunch of value. That is what I'm hoping for. This hand is great. We're going to keep it. We'll draw, basic island, play Scalding Tarn, pass. So I could Faithless Looting, discard the Stinkweed Imp. My fear with that play is that basically you get blown up by Sanctifier. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try here instead to turn 2 Lightning Axe, a creature, untap, and then dredge, Faithless Looting, all that good stuff. That's the hope. They have a land, Birthing Ritual. Okay, so they did not have the turn 2 Sanctifier. We'll fetch, grab Thundering Falls, Lightning Axe. We'll keep that. We'll play Faithless Looting. We'll discard Stinkweed Imp and Wonder. Play Steam Vents. Ouch. Pass. Another Birthing Ritual, so no creature. Okay. We'll dredge for the Stinkweed Imp. We hit an Ox of Agonas and a Looting. We'll just play Island and pass. I can't afford to let them double Birthing Ritual. We just have to leave open Lightning Axe. They search out Meticulous Archive, land number 4. And they had the Sanctifier the whole time. Yep, that hurts. Are you really going to sacrifice the Sanctifier? Oh my. They got it back with the Renegade Rallier? There's no justice. Come on. Now they sacrifice the Rallier, Recruiter of the Guard. And they find a Shardless Agent. We'll just untap and draw. We need a window where we have Into the Flood Maw plus like double Lightning Axe and a draw spell to win. Just not very likely. We will pass. They play Shardless Agent. This seems like a weird inclusion in the deck in my opinion, but it's working for them. Yeah, we're just too far behind. Ugh, bummer. We're now 1-3. Dredge not looking so hot so far, but I do think we've had some bad variants and some tough matchups. So hopefully we get the last one finish and, get half my play points back. Stick around and watch match number 5. The best legacy podcast? That would be Eternal Glory featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Cobalt and Phil Gallagher. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. The final round, we're on the draw. I will keep this hand. I mean, it's pretty good. Hopefully it converts. I'd like another win. Arid Mesa into Blood Crypt. And they have the turn 1 discard spell, so Faithless Looting will be going to the graveyard. Little disappointing. We draw Scalding Tarn. We'll just play that and pass, because it could theoretically allow us to play the Dark Blast. Like, our opponent didn't know that we had the Scalding Tarn, but I think it's correct to just play it out anyway. And now they play their own Faithless Looting. Discards 2 lands. And Simple Fetch. Grab the Blood Crypt. Steam Vents, ouch. We'll play Cathartic Reunion, discarding Golgari Thug and Dark Blast. Dredge. 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 Alright, so in hindsight, knowing that I would have hit a Dredger, it would have been better to play the Ghoul, or discard the Ghoul, rather than the Dark Blast. But I didn't know that was happening, if I was going to hit just running Dredgers. So the Ghoul will come back, and then that will trigger the Prized Amalgam. They search out Commercial District. So if I had to guess, they're probably playing the Indomitable Creativity deck. Land number 3, Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Surprise, surprise. We will dredge the Dark Blast for turn. It's double Creeping Chill, so they'll go down to 5. We'll play Cephalid Coliseum. I think I'm supposed to use the Ox here, because I could hit the Wonder and just win. Okay, so Ox of Agonas will discard our hand. Dredge the Stinkweed Imp. Dredge Golgari Thug. And I hit the Wonder, so we've won. I hit all 4 Narcomoebas as well, which will trigger the Prized Amalgams. Okay, now we go to combat. Sweet. There we go! So this is a deck that sometimes has Leyline of the Void, so we have to bring it into the Flood Maw. But that's fine, because it's also interaction for their combo, so I think it's just delightful. Like, we want that. Alright, so what does sideboard out is the big thing here. I think at least a couple copies of Otherworldly Gaze. And then Dark Blast is actually good against the dwarfs that are created by their land, so I don't hate keeping those in. Maybe this isn't a great Conflagrate matchup. And then Wonder. I know that we just dredged a Wonder to win, but I felt like we were pretty far ahead that game anyway. I don't believe we're allowed to keep this. We will try this one. Bottom a Cathartic Reunion. Leyline of the Void, ×2. Okay, well that's just not very nice. We'll play Thundering Falls. Guess we'll keep Steam Vents? I don't know. The game plan just became Beatdown, the old-fashioned way. They search out a Raucous Theater. And they don't have land number 2, so Beatdown the old-fashioned way might get the job done. Scalding Tarn. This can go grab our Blood Crypt. And they have no land. We'll grab Blood Crypt. Creeping Chill. Play the Prized Amalgam. And they have Lightning Bolt. Disappointing. They found the second land. We'll play Cathartic Reunion here. Get rid of Creeping Chill. Hold on, I have to tap right. We'll get rid of Creeping Chill and a Steam Vents. We'll play another Steam Vents and pass. If we could find another Flood Maw, we're actually in a very good spot. Prized Amalgam. We'll play it. Bloodstained Mire. So they can use it to go grab the Commercial District, and they do. They surveil away Indomitable Creativity. So they're definitely looking for lands here. Fatal Push. Okay. No land 3 still. We'll play a Ghoul. Pass the turn. They found the third land. Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. So we're going to have to make a decision on whether or not we want to try to bounce this Goblin or not. We'll draw. We'll start off by attacking. Because if they block, it's a win-win. They do not. We'll play another Ghoul. Pass the turn. They discard a pair of Archon of Cruelty. That is terrifying. They just have Persist. Okay, so we lose this one. I don't think that I'm supposed to bring in Leyline just for Persist plus Archon. Like, it feels like you're fighting the wrong thing. We'll try it again. Like, it's weird because I think we probably win that game if they only had one Leyline, but the fact that they had two was the nail in the coffin. On the play. Yeah, this hand is very, very good. They have Leyline. We'll play Polluted Delta, pass the turn. They have Dwarven Mine. On their end step, I'll fetch. Steam Vents. Ouch. Into the Flood Maw. They get a tapped fish. We will fetch and grab a Surveil land, hopefully hitting a Dredge creature. I think we want that. Faithless Looting. Discard, discard. Pass the turn. So we're set up for success here, depending on what's in our opponent's hand. Stomping Ground. So no black mana. That's good. Renin 6. Yep. We'll take 1 down to 15. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. We'll play Cathartic Reunion, discarding the Imp and Narcomoeba. Dredge. 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 Narcomoeba will enter. We did not hit any Creeping Chills. That was not ideal. Prized Amalgam. Blood Crypt. We'll pass the turn. That could have been a very good turn if we had just hit a Creeping Chill. Besage Who Endures on my Blood Crypt. The island is in the graveyard, so we can just shuffle, but that's all we can do here. Oh, my bad. It is basic land type, not basic land. I was thinking about the island from the previous game with White Orchid Phantom. Now they return Besage You. We'll Dredge Stinkweed Imp. And now we hit the Creeping Chill. This will bring back some ghouls. 24 cards left in our deck here. Yes. Cephalid Coliseum. Let's Ox of Agonas. Okay. Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. And Stinkweed Imp. So they're going to go to 9. Is that all of the chills? There's 3 there. Do I have any in my graveyard? There's 1 more chill in the deck. We'll swing. If they don't block, this would put them to 5. All 4 of my Flood Maws are in the graveyard. We'll pass. We get a bunch of triggers. Alright, let's see what it is. If they have creativity for 1 here, which we know that they have Besage You in hand, so they have the mana to make it for 1, I believe we still win. And they agree. So we end up 2-3. What did I think of the deck? Well, this was a list that previously went undefeated. That is where I got the deck list from. My personal experience was there was so much graveyard hate. Like, a lot. And I don't know how you fix it. So, like, you just need less graveyard hate in the format. The deck at times felt a little slow for what was happening, so I don't know if there's something we could play to speed the deck up. Like, basically, you want another Faithless looting effect. Like, it'd be nice if Careful Study was in the format. I don't know if I have other feedback other than the fact that the deck felt a tiny bit slow. I also didn't really face any traditional control decks. I only faced things that were slightly combo-y in nature. Also, things like Main Deck Sanctifier Invec, like, you're never going to beat those, so you kind of just have to laugh it off and move on to the next one. Like, that's the best thing you can do. You're not going to win every match of Magic you ever play. And it's something I've learned over the years. Like, people will try to change their deck so much to beat those things, and it's just not helpful. And it ends up hurting your win percentage in the long run. So I thought the deck was a lot of fun. This seems like a great deck to play at like your local FNM or something like that. Right now in Magic Online, probably too much graveyard hate, but I think that the deck is sweet. I would play another black land somewhere. I don't know if it's over Steam Vents or what, but I did want another black mana source. I think that the deck probably needs it. But that's all. That's really my only feedback. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. You know what to do, like, comment, and subscribe, and if you enjoyed the deck list in today's video, go to the comment section, check out that pinned comment where you will find 2 links. One for TCG Player, so you can buy the deck, and the other is so that you can rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Card Hoarder is the best rental service for Magic Online. They truly make playing online extremely affordable. Go check out Card Hoarder today.